Hello everyone and welcome to Quantum Universum. Today, we are diving into the topic of the houses. Please note that the information I am providing relates to Vedic astrology, which is based on the sidereal system, differing from the tropical system used in Western astrology. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so you don't miss upcoming videos on personal growth and spiritual well-being. In Sanskrit, the houses are called bhava. Each represents a specific area of life and plays a crucial role in interpreting a natal chart. In Vedic astrology, the graphical representation of the astrological chart, known as the Rashi chart, varies depending on the regions of India, north, east, and south. These differences primarily concern how the astrological houses and zodiac signs are arranged in the chart. Let's explore these three graphic forms together so you can notice the differences between these variants. The charts you will see in the three variants are those that I will use in another video related to the eclipse on October 2nd. I have decided to use this so you can also see the planets and not just empty houses. All three variants have a square or rectangular shape except for the East Indian one, which can also be found in a circular form. North India chart. Here, the astrological houses are fixed in specific positions and do not change with the ascendant sign. The zodiac signs are placed inside the houses and are represented by numbers, and the ascendant can be in any house. This chart is read starting from the first house or ascendant, called Lagna in Indian, moving counterclockwise. For example, in the chart you see, the ascendant is Aries, and since Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, the ascendant sign is marked as 1. If the ascendant were Capricorn, the number in the first square at the center would be 10. If it were Virgo, it would be 6, and so on. However, the ascendant, for example, if it's Capricorn, will always remain at the top and center, and counting counterclockwise, we will have the second house in Aquarius, top left, the third house in Pisces, and so on. East India chart. The chart is drawn in a circular or square form with a unique pattern called Bengali. The houses are arranged in a fixed order, and like the North chart, they are more static compared to the signs. The zodiac signs rotate within the chart, while the houses remain fixed. This representation is less common than the North and South charts, but is specific to some regions of East India. South India chart. The chart is drawn in a square shape divided into 12 sections. Unlike the North chart, the zodiac signs are fixed in their positions, and the ascendant determines the position of the first house. The zodiac signs, as mentioned, occupy fixed positions on the chart, with each sign assigned to a specific quadrant, regardless of the ascendant. The houses progress clockwise, starting from the first house, which coincides with the ascendant. So, if the first house is in the sign of Aries, the second house will be in Taurus, the third house in Gemini, and so on, following the natural order of the zodiac signs. If the ascendant were in Gemini, that would be our first house, the second house would be in Cancer, the third house in Leo, and so on. This feature makes the South chart very clear for immediately identifying which zodiac sign occupies each house, since the signs never change position, and the houses are arranged sequentially and linearly following the order of the zodiac signs clockwise. This is also the one I use. In summary, the main difference lies in how the houses and zodiac signs are arranged. The North chart fixes the houses and rotates the signs, while the South chart fixes the signs and rotates the houses. The East chart has a less common combination and varies slightly, but follows the principle of rotating the zodiac signs while keeping the houses fixed. In Vedic astrology, the 12 astrological houses are divided into various subgroups, each with specific meanings and themes that represent different aspects of life. Here are the main subgroups of the houses. Kendra houses, also known as angular houses, these are the houses 1, 4, 7, and 10. These are considered the strongest and most important houses. They represent the pillars of life, The first house indicates personality and identity. The fourth house indicates home and family roots. The seventh house represents relationships and marriage. And finally, the 10th house indicates career and success. Panapara houses or succedent houses. These are the houses 2, 5, 8, and 11. These houses follow the angular houses and represent stability and consolidation. They include money and resources in the second house, children and creativity in the fifth house, changes and transformations in the eighth house, and gains and ambitions in the 11th house. Apoclyma houses or cadent houses. These are the houses 3, 6, 9, and 12. These houses represent adaptation and movement. They are related to communication and efforts in the third house, conflicts and health in the sixth house, luck and spirituality in the ninth house, and loss and liberation in the 12th house. Trikona houses or trinal houses. These are the houses 1, 5, and 9. The Trikona houses are considered highly auspicious and are linked to Dharma, meaning duty and life purpose. They represent individuality and the body in the first house, creativity and education in the fifth house, and wisdom and destiny in the ninth house. Artha houses or economic houses. These are the houses 2, 6, and 10. These houses are associated with material resources and success at work. They represent wealth and assets in the second house, work and service in the sixth house, and career and professional status in the 10th house. Karma houses or houses of desires. These are the houses 3, 7, and 11. These houses are linked to desires, social relationships, and satisfaction. They include communication and personal skills in the third house, relationships and partnerships in the 7th house, and ambitions and collective desires in the 11th house. Moksha houses or houses of liberation. These are the houses 4, 8, and 12. These houses are associated with liberation, spirituality, and the end of cycles. They represent home and emotions in the 4th house, transformations and occult matters in the 8th house, and spirituality and detachment in the 12th house. Dushtana or malefic houses. These are the houses 6, 8, and 12. These houses are often considered challenging as they are associated with issues such as illness, debt, enemies in the 6th house, losses and transformations in the 8th house, and isolation or significant losses in the 12th house. These subgroups help to better understand the functions of the houses and how they interact with each other to influence various aspects of a person's life in Vedic astrology. Now let's look at the meaning of each house. As we mentioned, there are 12 houses, each associated with a particular area of life, and they are numbered from 1 to 12. I will refer to the South chart style, assuming the first house coincides with the Aries ascendant to make memorization easier. Here is a detailed description of each house. First house, called Lagna or ascendant, represents the self, physical body, personality, outward appearance, vitality, and temperament. The planet ruling the ascendant sign is particularly important and strongly influences the individual's entire life. If we analyze its karmic significance, the first house indicates the identity of the soul, personal traits that result from past actions, and the karma manifesting in one's personality and self-perception. It is the starting point for understanding how the individual approaches their karmic journey. Second house, related to material possessions, finances, money, family, speech, and personal values. It is also linked to nutrition and the ability to speak. In terms of karmic significance, it represents karma related to material possessions and the family of origin. It may indicate karmic debts related to sustenance, resources, and family values from previous lives. Third house represents communication, siblings, friends, short trips, courage, determination, and manual skills. The planet here can influence the form and tone of relationships with siblings. Concerning karmic significance, this house is connected to karma related to siblings, communication, and courage. It may reflect the need to learn lessons through communication and self-expression, or the need to develop courage and initiative due to past actions. Fourth house governs home, mother, happiness, property, vehicles, and family roots. It is often associated with peace of mind and domestic conditions. At the karmic level, it indicates karma related to the mother, home, and family roots. It may highlight karmic issues or benefits related to emotional stability, domestic security, and relationships with the mother or family of origin. Fifth house. It refers to children, creativity, intelligence, higher education, pleasures, and romantic love. It is also connected to speculations and creative hobbies. Analyzing its karmic significance, this house is strongly linked to karma from past lives, especially concerning children, creativity, and romantic relationships. It may also indicate innate talents or spiritual inclinations stemming from past actions. Sixth house represents health, diseases, enemies, debts, services rendered, and daily routines. It also relates to injuries and accidents and can indicate relationships with foreigners or distant relatives, wars, battles, legal matters, and pets. Particular focus is given to the ability to overcome obstacles and difficulties. In terms of karmic significance, it represents karmic debts related to health, enemies, and daily challenges. This house shows the difficulties one must face due to past karma and how overcoming them can help resolve these debts. Seventh house concerns marriage, partners, collaborations, long-term relationships, and legal matters. This house is crucial for understanding the dynamics of personal and professional relationships. Regarding its karmic significance, it indicates karma related to marriage and long-term relationships. This house can reveal karmic issues or blessings in relationships, often resulting from past actions toward partners or collaborators. Eighth house, connected to longevity, death, inheritances, sexuality, secrets, the occult, and deep transformations. The planet residing here may indicate radical changes in life and experiences of loss or rebirth. In terms of karmic significance, it is linked to karma concerning death, inheritances, transformation, and secrets. The eighth house is often seen as the house of hard lessons, where the deepest changes and karmic challenges that lead to spiritual transformation are faced. Ninth house governs destiny, religion, spirituality, long-distance travel, teaching, luck, and the Father. In its spiritual aspect, it is often associated with wisdom and philosophy. In terms of karmic significance, it represents spiritual karma, fortune derived from meritorious actions in past lives and connections to religion or philosophy. It is a house of spiritual growth and understanding of one's karmic destiny. 10th house represents career, professional success, reputation, authority, and the Father. The planet in this house is considered a key indicator of success and social status. In terms of karmic significance, it indicates karma related to career and public reputation. It can reflect professional successes or challenges resulting from past actions and suggest the path through which one fulfills their dharma, duty. A quick note on the 9th and 10th houses, as both mention the figure of the Father. In Vedic astrology, the representation of the Father can vary slightly depending on astrological traditions and interpretations, but generally we can say that the 9th house, Dharma Bhava, traditionally associated with the Father, spirituality, fortune, wisdom, higher education, and long-distance travel. It is considered the house of destiny and good fortune and is closely linked to moral and religious values, passed down by the father. The ninth house represents the father's guidance and influence in a person's life, especially in terms of spiritual and moral teachings. 10th house, Karma Bhava, primarily associated with career, professional success, reputation, honor, and public achievement. However, in some interpretations, particularly in certain astrological contexts or family astrology, the 10th house can also represent the father, particularly regarding his profession, public image, or role as an authority figure. The confusion between the 9th and 10th houses regarding the father often arises because both can contain meanings related to paternal influence. The 9th house in a spiritual and moral context, and the 10th in a career and social status context. So, while the 9th house is commonly recognized as the house of the father in Vedic astrology, the 10th house can also reflect aspects of the father figure, especially if the father is seen as an authority or professional success. Let's continue. 11th house represents gains, friendships, social networks, aspirations, and desires. This house is closely connected to financial success and personal ambitions. It also represents older siblings. It can also indicate excesses. In its karmic significance, this house can indicate karmic rewards or social connections that develop due to past actions. 12th house, connected to spirituality, sacrifice, expenses, distant travels, and liberation. It also represents prisons, hospitals, and states of isolation or spiritual retreat. In terms of karmic significance, the 12th house is closely linked to karmic liberation, losses, and spirituality. It is the house of final karma, concerning the soul's release from the cycle of birth and death, moksha. It may indicate karma that must be resolved to achieve spiritual liberation. In a karmic reading, these interpretations of the houses help to understand the soul's journey through past and present lives, identifying the karmic lessons that need to be learned and the karmic debts that need to be resolved. Planetary positions, lunar nodes, Rahu and Ketu, and aspects between planets can further specify how these karmic themes manifest in a person's life. If you're interested in receiving your Vedic natal chart, remember you can email me with a request for information at universequantici@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and would like to see more videos like this, don't forget to let me know by liking and leaving a comment. See you soon in the next video.